Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk to you about why the narcissist misses you. So let's jump in. A lot of times when you get on these channels, you're looking for healing, you may hear you're just an object and the narcissist doesn't care about you, or they don't care about you. But you might hear that you meant nothing as far as you were worthless, useless to the narcissist. And so I wanted to talk on that because that could be a little disheartening. I think people come at it pretty cold, but there's a fine line between being cold and then trying to get you into some nostalgic thoughts to get you back to going back to them. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what they do miss about you, first I want to say they do look at you as an object, just like you would look at a toaster or a car that's fully fueled up. But what separates you from everybody else, if you were the primary source supply or the generational curse breaker, a lot of times what you'll find is the narcissist gets who they are. Very similar. They usually get low-hanging fruit and people that don't have a whole lot of self-esteem. They are very similar to their vibration. So where you're going to find a narcissist is going to be a low vibrational place or places. Friends with people that do bad things more than good things, because they're not going to match up with vibrational people that have goodness. And they'll probably be outed very quickly, so they wouldn't dare do that. When they hang out with high vibrational people, they would have to do it one-on-one, because if they were with many, they would be outed. Or you may find that they would just keep quiet, like they're almost non-existent, so they don't blow their cover. But what they miss about the high-value empath, and that's why they marry you so fast. When they find a primary source potential, primary source of supply, they're going to marry him real quick because, well, they know the mask is coming off, but they also know you're high value to them. You're not a high value individual when you're unawoke. When I was unawoke, I was not a high value individual because I wasn't living to a standard that protected me or where I loved myself or gave myself enough credit for things. And that's what I mean by that. Because a lot of low vibrational people that are narcissists are going to be who they're going to be dating. That's why typically when you see they leave you and go to another relationship, it's usually an old one, and it's usually another narcissist or heavily narcissistic individual. But you got to look at the narcissist as a copycat and somebody who just steals all your goods. And I'm talking, it could be just emotional goods, your gifts, your fruit, your good emotions, and walk away with your energy. And that's what they really miss. They really miss that energy, because that energy potency that you have, if you were the primary source, it's a potency of giving and pouring your heart out to the point to where you were so much of a supporter of these individuals because you're probably a healer. The empaths that get stuck in these types of relationships are typically healers, whether they know it or not, or whether they're not at their highest state. But as you heal, you will probably become some sort of healer, and it could be a healer of emotions, or maybe something psychological for people, or some kind of counselor, or someone who actually heals physically. Just different things. You'll find yourself maybe in those types of departments because that's where you're going to be drawn. That's where you're going to feel you have purpose. That's what you're going to have passion for, is to help others and to help them heal. But when you meet the narcissist, they are broken and you can't heal somebody. And that's something that you learn when you wake up to narcissism, is you are, whether you knew it or not, you were trying to heal them. And you were trying to help them because you saw the hurt and the pain, but they have to do it on their own. And typically if you've been with a narcissist, I always think if they abused you, they're going to abuse you again. And if they were to get help, it wouldn't be from you, because it's very easy for a person to go back to abusing if that's what they did in the previous go around. It will continue probably because it's somewhat of a habit that has been formed at this point. So if they're going to get help, it's not going to be from you. You're vulnerable to falling trapped to them again because you've had emotional contact and you've had dealings with them. But what they miss is that potent fuel. They were probably never to the success level that they reached when they were gaining your fuel and had you in the background. And you were probably sick, emaciated spiritually, mentally, physically, in all departments. But that's because you were taking on all their negative energy. But what they were doing was going out and actually becoming probably the most successful they've ever been. Especially if you gave them the highest fuel. You have like that 105 fuel. And what they normally get is diesel, dirty diesel fuel. Diesel fuel doesn't run very clean. It leaves heavy exhaust and black smoke, and it's hard to breathe around a diesel engine. And when you put high grade supreme turbo fuel in a narcissist, they can look pretty good. They can look out there, not behind closed doors, but out there, they could look like they're amazing. But it's your fuel that they're manifesting with. They can even manifest businesses and homes and cars and get with personalities at other levels and people, rub shoulders with people that they wouldn't be able to do. But because of your fuel, you have given them your stature and your clout is what they walk away with. They leave you with theirs and they blame you for everything they've done to you is what you did to them and all that stuff because they're switching with you. But if they do several cycles with you, they will start becoming somewhat successful in that category. They'll probably the most arrogant they've ever been. They'll get higher sources of secondary and tertiary supply off your fuel because they look like they are telling the truth. Because typically the primary source supply is going to be a incredible truth teller, and they're going to be emotionally pouring everything out to help the individual because you want to see them healed. You want to see yourself in a good situation with them, and it's not working. And they have a way of manipulating to where you pour every bit of your essence into them. And then they walk away. But when you don't come back, they miss all of that love and care, support, protection. Sometimes you would keep them in some sort of accountability. And maybe they didn't like it, but they miss it when they're with a narcissist just like them. And there's no accountability. Or they're getting treated like a dictator and they're the small country. You're getting muscled around and disrespected all the time. To where you respected them, you gave them a lot of support and a lot of care, showed them what love was, and everything you did was truthful. So what a narcissist likes to do is they like to lie and cheat on a truth teller. It helps them to get that, what they call this duper's delight thing, some duping that they do. It's where they do things behind your back and they get over on you. And it makes them feel good. It gives them forms of adrenaline or forms of, it just gives them good things maybe to gossip with other narcissists. It helps them in their power and control, and they feel like they have a lot of authority and stuff in these situations, and it builds them up, it gives them adrenaline. And it makes their life more exciting, I suppose. But when they cheat or lie or do things like that when they're dating another narcissist, it doesn't have the same effect. And I'm not saying it's cool to do, but I'm just telling you the fact of the matter is that's the truth. When they're with another narcissist that's lying and cheating and stealing on them, and they're doing it to each other, well, it doesn't give them any satisfaction because that's not a truth teller that they would be doing it to. So it's not like they're really getting over on somebody. They're really just keeping it the same. It's almost like a open situation when there's two narcissists together and a lot of turmoil. It's like if they're in the same department of work or something. When one goes to get another job, they're going to fill out applications and they're going to go right behind them to see if they can get the job out from under them. I mean, this is how bad they can get with their competition. And when it comes to different things, like you have clout and you have the ability to, you have a name for yourself in a good way, and they don't typically. So you give them some sort of stature for looking a certain way better than they normally do. So it raises them up because they'll be telling people, oh, they're dating you or something. And if you're a good individual and a truth teller and stuff, they're going to think that the narcissist has changed their ways. And they have to if they're with you, because they know your character and they know where the narcissist character was, but maybe you didn't, or maybe they convinced you of something different. So that gives them a lot of confidence as well. But as much as they like to have the competition and the trashiness of their lifestyle, they like it, but only for a short time. They don't like to be in chaos with other chaotic people. Not for long. They don't like that. That's why they would always come back to you. It's like they would go out and destroy the world with your fuel and, get over on people. And then they would come back for more to fuel up. So you're kind of like a fuel station. You're like a rest area. You could look at yourself as a rest area to them. But when they don't have it anymore, they get to where when they do have it for a long time, they disrespect you because they know what you're capable of. And that's the thing. That's why they can maximize and bring all of this manifestation into fruition for themselves, because they know what they're getting from you. They know the quality, because they've had a lot of other poor quality people. And when you don't have something, you know what you need, and you know what somebody has when you don't have it. So you get jealous and greedy of it. You get protective of it in a weird way, to where you want to control it. And that's what they do. But when they can't get it anymore, they disrespect you because in the very beginning, because you give everything up to them, and they're like, you're a loser for letting me in and to giving me all your fuel. And look at you now, you look like crap. And they get pompous and arrogant off your fuel because of what it's doing for them. It's like they can't control it. They have no self-control. But when they can't get it back anymore, say you let it go and you wait a year or two and they thought you were going to come back, you don't come back, and you heal and you get even better than you were. You build boundaries and you got new things going on and you're doing your own thing. And they start trying to come back because they thought you were waiting for them. They really do. They think they can get you back whenever, and they think that you're waiting for them. So they cycle through all their sources until they can't wait anymore. They got to come back to you. They're missing what you have to offer, and they're tired of waiting, and so they have to present themselves. And they'll usually do it several different ways in the Hoover stages. There's stages to the Hoovers. But the last one is when they have to see you in person and find out what the hell's going on. Why'd you leave me? Like you need an answer to that. But the deal is they just can't manifest like they did. They start losing all their sources of supply, or at least some of them. They get re-infatuated with you because now they respect you, because now you won't take them back. You see, it's kind of a weird thing. And it's always the opposite of you. I always say this because they're on the vibration of the enemy, and you're on the more of the vibration of trying to be a righteous person. If you're an empath, you may have had some things twisted in your life and been brought up under this generational thing where you were groomed a certain way. But at the end of the day, you were trying to do good, well for yourself. So once you wake up to this, you start healing and stuff. When they come back and you're like, no, then it can cause more turmoil in your life, at least for a time. Probably a collapse in theirs. But until the collapse occurs, they may keep bombarding you for a while, because now it's like they got to have it. They can't lose it. They can't lose it. And they may get tunnel vision because they know how good it was. And a lot of times when they beat you down the worst, it's because they needed you the most, and they don't want you to know that. And they always play everything as lighthearted to them, like you didn't mean anything to them, but you meant a lot. You meant everything. At the end of the day, you were the best form of fuel, and they can't get it anymore. And they probably never will. Or it may be a long, long time before they ever see it again. But still, they'll never treat it right. But they're always the opposite of you. So it's like when you care about them, they don't care about you. When you don't care about them, now they care about you. And that's how you know it's not equally yoked. It's completely unequally yoked, and it will always probably be that way. And just keep glowing, raising up, because you got the best fuel. And you just need to understand, or I want you to understand just how strong and potent your fuel is. You just have to learn how to work with it. Understand energy and what's yours, what's not. Don't accept other people's negative energy when it's not, you're not worthy to, you're not supposed to. Sometimes when you did bad things, it may be something that you have to accept the things that you did negatively. But if you didn't do anything, don't accept negative people's negative energy. It drains you. Don't get guilt tripped, and don't allow people to control you, especially family, or bully you. And when you get up and you wake up to this could be the greatest thing ever happened to you, because a lot of times these individuals are catalysts to you understanding, not only understanding who you are, but becoming a person that is able to walk now in the true power that God has made available to you, that you were unaware of for so many years because you were walking down a path that was misunderstood to you. So anyway, if you can give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up, they'll always miss you. They won't be manifesting, never, like they were without you. Thank you for watching. Sold you out. Peace, we out.